my face, meaning like moisturize and all of that, but I haven't put my primer, so I'm going to use my Milk Hydro Grip, and I'm just going to focus this on my T-zone. I freaking love this thing. This is like my third bottle, but I just use this on my T-zone just to give like a tacky feel to it and have the foundation cling onto something. And then I kind of just like press it in. I feel like this helps, like, it helps it sink into the skin. Just doing that. Okay, and then today I'm going to be using Tom Ford Soft Matte. I'm in the shade Linen, I believe. Yeah, Linen 2.5. Super, super nice. I just hate how expensive it is, but man, it's good. And I'm going to take like 2 pumps, and then if I need more, I'll add more. So I'm just going to start off by dotting my face. I like going pretty light with the foundation, just because we're going to add a whole lot of other coverage with our concealers. But just around like that much. I might have even put a little bit too much today, but it's cool. And I'm going to use my Sephora Collection number 56 brush, and I'm just going to blend that all out. This foundation's like honestly the foundation that matches me the best, because I feel like my skin tone changes so much from summer to winter. So this one's a good one right now. And next, I personally like cream contouring first. I feel like I like adding the warmth, and then I like brightening it up. So I'm going to use my Too Faced Born This Way in Chestnut. Taking the concealer. This is my favorite part. I'm just going to make sure all the hair is pulled back. And I'm going to start off by applying it on the cheeks. And this thing is so pigmented, and you won't need a lot. Literally like that much is good. And do obviously to the other side. Everyone's face shape is a little bit differently, so just if I cream contour this way doesn't mean necessarily you would do it to your face. But since my face, like my cheeks are a little bit more on the rounder side, I put some a little bit higher on the cheeks, that way I can lift my face. And then just to create some warmth on the forehead, I'm only going on the sides, not really on the top, because my forehead is already pretty small. And just a little bit on the chin, and then right under the nose. And then to blend it out, I like using my Real Techniques brush, this old thing. Okay, so basically what I'll do, I'll start off with the cheeks. And I'm kind of just like pressing it into the skin, but like dabbing it on. You don't want to go back and forth, because you're only going to remove coverage. But as you can see, like you get so much freaking coverage with this concealer. And you can bring it up into like the mid of the face, as long as it's not like the full product. And then you clean it up with your brightening concealer. So just pressing it in so it looks nice and natural, gives you like a very warm cheek. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side and same exact thing. Just kind of like dabbing it on. I kind of just have to like lift it a little bit sometimes just to get like a really good blend here, because I only have so much space. Like it's so tiny. And it used to be worse, but I kind of like shape off that area just a little bit. But that's what it should look like. This. And then just with whatever is left, go onto the top of the forehead. I want to take off my double chin, so I just want to carve out my face a little bit more. So I just blend this part out, and I kind of bring it up on this area, just to kind of blend out that nose. This is just going to lift up my nose a little bit, because I feel like my nose goes down just slightly. So if I create some warmth, it's just going to lift it up. Now that we've warmed up the cheeks and the forehead and everything, we do want to bring in that highlight again. So I'm going to take concealer in 150. So just placing that wherever I want to bring some brightness back into the skin. And then right underneath the eyes. And then on this side too, just to lift up my eyes again. Just like that. This is like the perfect shade for a brightening concealer for me. And then just again underneath the nose. It is a full-on cake face, but this is what I love. I love a full face glam. And today I was a little lazy and I didn't want to clean my beauty blender, so I'm just going to work with brushes. This one right here is by BH Cosmetics. It's just like an angled concealer brush. I really like this one. It's really, really nice. And I'm just going to start off with the forehead. And then I'll go down this way and I'll do the eyes at the end. I feel like the longer you leave it, the more coverage you get. So just want a little bit more coverage underneath the eyes to cover those bags. Once you start using brushes and like you leave that beauty blender, you never go back. You just find that it's so much easier, and I feel like you get such like an easier and like smoother blend. And plus, honestly, I'll be getting lazy to wet my beauty blender, so this always does a trick. Okay, now going underneath the eyes, and I'm just like dabbing it on, just little by little. And I'm just bringing it out and almost like cleaning up that eyeshadow as well, because this is just gonna lift the eye. I'm not gonna bring the concealer too low because then that defeats the purpose of our cream contour, but you just want to blend it out right here, and then at the end I will take my contour brush and just bring it the product one more time. Just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. That already looks so good. Okay, now I'm just gonna take my contour brush one more time, and without any product, I'm just gonna blend this up just to make sure I have like a nice and seamless blend from the eyes to the cheeks, because sometimes it does create like a line right there. So just want to make sure everything is nice and blended out. Before I set this off, I do want to use some cream blush. I haven't used this one before, but I've heard so many good things. It's just the shade Orgasm by NARS. I'm going to go ahead and take my number 79 brush by Sephora Collection. I'm just slightly pressing this in here, and then I'm going to put it on the back of my hand as well, just to make sure that product is like nice and concentrated on the brush. I'm just going to take it on the highest points of my cheeks just to create like a really pretty like color to my cheeks. I'm not sure how much you have to put on here because I've never used it before, but we'll see. I'm not going to press it on the back of my hand this time just to see if I get more color. But this is looking way better. Just like this, just pressing it in, same motions as your cream contour. Oh, that looks really pretty. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now that that's all blended out, I'm going to make sure my under eyes are nice and creaseless. Oh my god, I have a hair in my eye. Wow. I'm going to be using my one size powder. And what I do, I'll just like pour it into the top, kind of like what I did, but I poured it on my iPad instead. So I'm just going to pour this off this side really quick. I'm struggling. So I just took a little bit on the lid. As you can see, I always pour like my sponge in here, but I'm just gonna use brushes today. So I'm just gonna make sure that my under eye is creaseless. I just want to look up and keep looking up until I put that powder in there. And then I'm gonna take my number 99 brush and just set that through. So I just like literally, I pack it in here like this, and I just press it in. Do the same exact thing with this side. And once I like set it a little bit, I'll go in a little bit heavier just to make sure it's like in those little cracks. Kind of like that. Just like that. Like you want to see it, but you want to see it nice and blended, because if not, it's gonna like cast off in certain areas and it's going to set more than others. You don't want that. So after my under eyes are set, I go underneath the lip, because I tend to crease a lot on my smile line, so that's an area that I like focusing on a lot. And also like the chin area, because if I go out and I'm wearing my mask, like this part gets like very humid and like nasty under the mask, so. And then just a little bit on the nose. I don't set it too much because my nose area is really dry. So the more powder I put, the more like cakey I look. Just taking a little bit and placing it on the center of my forehead. And like I've said, I am extremely dry. So the powder that works amazing for me is Sephora Collection Micro Smooth. I talked about this last time. Super lightweight, but it's gonna set your makeup so nicely, give you like a nice natural finish without you looking cakey or dry. Love this thing. And I'm in the shade 25. I'm just doing this all around the face. We're not done. We're gonna use the same 99 brush and just dust everything off. I want to leave it down here and like create like dry lake beds, so just dust it off just like that. And I'm gonna add a little bit of setting spray just to bring in some glow to the face and just to set what we've done already. I love this thing because it has no alcohol, so it's like not too mattifying on the face, but it's gonna set everything through. And I don't know, but this is liquid gold, right? So I'm just contouring quickly, bringing some warmth to the cheeks just to add some shadows, make my face look a little bit more snatched. To add a little bit more warmth to the face, not so much of like that shadow, I'm gonna use my Fenty bronzer in Private Island. It's like the perfect shade for my skin tone. And then just applying it with my Sephora Collection number 96. And this doesn't have to be so precise, it's just to add some warmth to the face overall. So to finish it off and add some color to the cheeks, I'll be using the Moira Love Recipe Blush and Goddess Duo. I just use the deeper shade, and I'm using my Sigma F10 to apply it. I'm just gonna put some on the back of my hand because I got a pretty good amount on here. And I'm focusing this on like the higher points of my cheeks. I swear, I don't know how I ever did it without blush. For the longest, I didn't wear blush, and now I go in so heavy. I'm adding a little bit to the tip of my nose, more like underneath it and like the tip. I feel like just bringing some color to the center of your face completes it. Like that. I mean, it's a good amount, but I like it. We're finishing it off with the same Dior face palette in Pure Gold. I'll be using my ColourPop F32 brush, and same as last time, I literally just like swirl this in here. Base-wise, we're all done. I'm just gonna go ahead and put like that eyeshadow underneath the eyes and then put a lipstick, and I'll be right back. So that is pretty much it for today's video. Let me know what else you guys want to see, and I'll make sure to create that content for you. But you guys have a good one. Bye!